So before going to the into clause, just I am executing one select queries. Okay, this is our select query in which I am just selecting a student ID and salary from the student table. Okay, so let's execute it, and just I am putting where condition where a student is equal to 100. Okay, so this is our output 100 and 1. So suppose same query I want to include in the PLSQL block, and that DBMS output I want to print. Okay, so whatever the output will be a student and salary means that is 101 I want to print, but uh, this is the SQL statement, but same output I want to get from a PLSQL block. Okay, so how we can write it? As we know, to print the output, how we can write a PLSQL block, like in beginning block, just I will put this statement. Okay, and write that select statement, and I will put a DBMS output. Okay, so let's execute this beginning block. So what will happen if I will execute this beginning block? It will give error. Let's comment this one also. So why? Because this why it will give error, because this select statement is wrong. Why it will wrong? I will tell you. See, into clause is expected in the select statement. What is the error message? Error message is saying that with this select statement, into clause is required. Why into clause is required here? Let's see. In beginning block, we have written select statement. Okay, but this is our PLSQL program. So what it means everything, every data we are storing in a variable, and that variable we are going to create. Okay, this is a select statement, so this output will be in the table form, right? This is a column name, and this is output. This is column name. This is output. So this is a select statement. But same statement, if you are going to include in the PLSQL block, means you need to save this student ID and salary in the some variable, right? Directly we cannot print like this. So this value you need to save in some variable, and that variable we are going to print, right? So what will happen now? Question is how we are going to include this all the values like a student ID and salary. How we are going to store in variable? Okay, there should be something to store in variable. So here into clause comes in the picture. By the help of the into clause, we are storing this student ID and salary column values in a variable. Okay, so this into clause we are writing with a select statement. Whenever we are writing any select statement in the PLSQL block, at that time to store the column of this table, okay, we need to store the column. You can say to store this value in some variable, we need to write the into clause. Okay, by the help of into clause, we can store any column values of the select statement in a variable. Okay, so how we can write? After the firstly we will write select all the columns. I can write here multiple columns. I can write, no problem. Okay. After that into, and I need to write here some variable name. Okay, like variable I'm giving as a v1 and v2. So as you know, if you are writing the variable v1 and v2, it means that you need to also declare this variable, right? So I will put here declare section. Why I am putting? Because to declare the variable. Okay. Here one v1 is our variable and v2 is also our variable. So in SQL, in PLSQL, we know how to write the variable. Firstly, we need to write the variable name and variable data type. Okay, so we know student ID is a number. So here number data type I am giving, and salary is also a number. So number data type I am also giving for the v2, right? So what I have did here, I have declared two variables in a declare section. Okay, and same v1 and v2 I written with the into clause. So here by the help of into clause, I can store this student ID into V1 and this salary into the V2. But here one things you need to focus. First column, it is also means you can say it is always maintaining the sequence, right? So first column values will go in the first variable, second column value will be go in the second variable. Suppose you are writing third and fourth, okay? Third and fourth column, suppose you are writing here. So third column value will go in the third variable. Suppose V3 your third variable and comma V4 is your fourth variable. So this fourth column value will go in the fourth variable and third column value will go in the third variable, right? So like this sequence we need to maintain. Okay. So accordingly we need to write the data type here. Suppose this is the name. So for name, what should be the data type of this V3? Name is a character. So here string or varchar or character data type you can put for the V3. Okay, V3. Suppose char I am giving. Okay. So like this you can give. Let's remove it. So now by the help of into clause, okay, I have stored this column values into the V1 and V2. So what into clause is doing here? Into clause is taking the data from the table, okay, column data from the table, and it is storing in the variable, means it is storing in the database, right? So let's execute it. Now I will print this DBMS output also. So let's execute this output. Okay. Initially it was giving error. Now it should not give error. It should give the output. Now it is giving the output because what is happening during the running, this value is stored in this one and this value is stored in this one. Now one another point, important point that you need to focus. You see the where condition. In where condition I have written 100, right? 100 means let's execute it separately. If I am putting the 100 where condition, okay, one row is coming. So what is happening here? One value is storing here and one cell is storing here, right? 100 is storing one value. This V1 is storing one value like 100 and V2 is storing one value like 1, right? Now suppose I want to comment this one. Suppose I am commenting this one. Okay. In select statement also I am commenting. Let's see its output. Its output will be multiple rows, right? So same output should come here. Okay. Multiple students should store here and salary, multiple salaries should store here and then multiple values should print here, right? Like 101. So let's execute it. It should give error. Why I will tell you. See, this is giving error, right? Again with the into clause also it is giving some error. Exact fetch return more than one requested number of rows. Means what is happening here? You just remember whenever we are using the into clause, okay, into clause always allow to store only one value at a time, only one value. But what is happening here? Here multiple value it is coming, right? See here multiple value it is coming, multiple 7 rows it is coming, okay, 6 rows in student ID and 6 salary it is coming. But all the 6 values, if going to stored in with V1, that should give error because V1 is a variable which can store only one value at a time. Okay, so that's why into clause allow to store only one value at a time in some variable which we are using in the into clause along with the select statement. Okay, this is the another point. And one another point is this into clause we are only using in the executable sections and only with the select statement. If okay, suppose if you are going to use this select statement in a declare section, suppose I am using here in the declare section, it will give error. again it will give error. Okay, because this select statement we cannot write in the regular section. So this is all about the into clause. So I'm going to summarize all the points. Okay. So actually into clause always we are writing whenever we are writing any select statement. Okay, in PLSQL block. So at that time to store all the column values of the table in some variable, at that time we are using the into clause. Okay, and into clause always return a single value at a time. Here student ID and salary is storing only one. Right. So first point will be like into clause always take a data from the table and store in the database. Database means variable. Second point will be like into clause always return a single values at a time. Okay. And third point will be like into clause can only use in the executable section and only with the select statement. That's it. So this 3 points you need to mark in your mind. And this example which I've already told on points. Right. So thanks for watching my video, guys. Thank you so much.